जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन व्रजजानरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रजजानरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radhe Jaya Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nidai Gaur Premanande Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Reading from Bhagavad-gītā, chapter 3, title Karma-yoga, and we are reading text number 2. So we'll just read text number 1 and then we'll come to text number 2. We'll not read the purport, we just read the sloka. Arjuna vacha Jayasya chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardhana tat kim karmani kare mam niyojayasi keshava. Arjuna said, O Janardhan, O Keshava, why do you want to engage me in this ghastly warfare if you think that intelligence is better than fruitive work? Text 2. Vyāmiśreṇeva vākyena buddhiṁ mohayasīva ame tadekam vada niścitya yena śreyo aham āpnuyām vyāmiśreṇeva vākyena buddhiṁ mohayasīva me tad ekam vada niścitya yena śreyo aham āpnuyām vyāmiśreṇeva vākyena buddhiṁ mohayasīva me tad ekam vada niścitya yena śreyo aham āpnuyām.
vyāmiśreṇeva vākyena
vyāmiśreṇa
buddhiṁ mohayasīva me
buddhiṁ mohayasīva me
tadekam vada niścitya
yena
śreyo aham āpnuyām
vyāmiśreṇeva vākyena buddhiṁ me tadekam vada niścitya yena śreyo aham āpnuyām vyāmiśreṇeva vākyena buddhiṁ mohayasīva me tadekam vada niścitya yena śreyo aham āpnuyām. Word to word meaning: vyāmiśreṇa by equivocal, vyāmiśreṇa by equivocal, eva certainly, vākyena words, buddhiṁ intelligence, mohayasi you are bewildering, eva certainly, me my, tat therefore, ekam only one, vada please tell, niścitya ascertaining, yena by which, śreyaḥ real benefit, aham I, āpnuyām may have, Purport and translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My intelligence is bewildered by your equivocal instructions. Therefore, please tell me decisively which will be most beneficial for me. Purport. In the previous chapter, as a prelude to the Bhagavad-gītā, many different paths were explained, such as sāṅkhya-yoga, buddhi-yoga, control of the senses by intelligence, work without fruitive desire, and the position of the neophyte. This was all presented unsystematically. A more organized outline of the path would be necessary for action and understanding. Arjuna therefore wanted to clear up these apparently confusing matters so that any common man could accept them without misinterpretation. Although Krishna had no intention of confusing Arjuna by any jugglery of words, Arjuna could not follow the process of Krishna consciousness, either by inertia or by active service. In other words, by his questions is clearing the path of Krishna consciousness for all students who seriously want to understand the mystery of the Bhagavad-gītā. Om ajnanatimrandasya jnananjanashalakaya chakshurunmilitamena tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayan Dadanti Swapadantikam. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesh Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. My intelligence is bewildered by your equivocal instructions. Therefore, please tell me decisively which will be most beneficial for me. So we will start with a small story, just to understand this, because we are on the third chapter. We are trying to understand karma yoga. So we'll start with a small story. So there was a guru, and this guru had a lot of disciples, maybe 50, 100, 150, 200 disciples. So this guru gave a task to all his disciples. Okay, so what is the task? You might have heard this story. So he said, one of his disciples said, bring a bunch of bananas, lot of bananas, kela. So he said, each disciple should have this banana, but he should have this banana at a place where no one else can see you when you are eating this banana. Neither any human beings, animals, birds, insects, no one should be able to see you. So the disciples thought, oh, what is so big about it? So everyone collected one banana. They all went into different directions, right? Someone went into pitch dark place, he had his banana. Someone went to a house very deep inside. Someone just hid himself underground. They tried different options. So after a few hours, few minutes, a lot of the disciples came back. They were pretty happy with what they achieved. But at the same time, they were also wondering why Guru gave us this exercise. They first thought this banana is some mystic banana. So if we eat this banana, we'll get some power or we'll get some mercy of the Guru. So ultimately all the disciples had banana as per the task given by the Guru. But one of the disciples didn't turn up. So it was like half an hour, 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 2 hours. Everyone was very perplexed, very confused. Why this disciple didn't turn up? Because it was not a big activity. It was just one banana you have to eat so that no one happens to see you when you're eating that banana. So other than yourself, no one should be able to see you. So everyone was waiting. Finally, this disciple came. And everyone was yelling at him, why you took so much time? We were waiting for you from last 2 hours, but you didn't turn up. What was the reason? It doesn't take so much time to eat one banana. So many questions were put forward, and he was very cool. He didn't answer anything. So his Guru asked him, what happened? Why you took so much time just to eat one banana? So he said, it was very difficult for me to find a place where Paramatma cannot watch me. So he said that wherever I am going, Paramatma is always accompanying me. So I couldn't find a secluded place where I am on my own and no one else can watch me. So the Guru was very happy. He embraced him and he said, among all my disciples, he is the only one who understood my teachings. So the point is, this can be a story or whatever you call it as a fairy tale, whatever you want to say. But the gist of it is understanding the teachings of one's spiritual master. Right? So Guru may give a lot of instruction. Some instructions may be very difficult to understand. Some may be very easy. For some instruction, the disciple has to use his intelligence. The Guru will not tell straightforward. Or maybe the disciple should know what Guru likes. How should I execute his instruction? So Guru may just give the instruction. Now it's up to the disciple how to execute it. So sometimes the instruction may be very simple. Sometimes it may be very complex. But the disciple has to use his intelligence. The ultimate aim is to render service to the spiritual master and make him happy, right? Now, if you see chapter 2 talks about different yogas, right? Chapter 2, Arjuna was not ready to fight, but then Krishna gave so much instructions in chapter 2. He gave a summary of buddhi-yoga, vyāmiśreṇa, so many things he gave. The whole idea was to instruct Arjuna to fight. So Krishna wanted Arjuna to fight because that was going to be beneficial for him. So after Arjuna heard all these instructions in chapter 2, he was very confused. He didn't know what to do. And here also Arjuna says very clearly, right? What he says? vyāmiśreṇeva vākyena buddhim mohayasīva. So he's saying my intelligence is bewildered. Because you are giving some confusing instructions. Sometimes you say do this, sometimes you say do this. So I'm very confused. I don't know what to do. So sometimes when spiritual master gives instruction and our little intelligence can't understand that, so what is the best thing to do? Right? If I give you some instruction, or let's say, your Guru Maharaj, the best thing is like Prabhupada or Guru Maharaj gives some instruction to you as disciples, and you don't understand his instructions. So what are you going to do? Are you going to blindly follow him? What are you going to do? You will ask him questions, right? Because questions are very important. Because questions are very important for one's own spiritual progress. It's very important. It's just blind faith is not good. Prabhupada says most of the places, in most of the, if his conversations, he says that don't follow a guru blindly. It's not good. Use your intelligence, ask him questions, and then the guru will instruct you properly. Until unless you are not very clear, taking instruction and blindly following is not going to help you, right? So we have this famous sloka, right? Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. So what you do is you render service, you surrender to your guru, you submissively surrender, you ask him questions and you render service, and they will give you right instructions because they have seen the truth, right? So one has to surrender to the guru and ask the right question. So in this case, if you see now, there is this dialogue going on between Arjuna and Krishna. So who is the spiritual master here? Krishna is the spiritual master. Who is the disciple? Arjuna. Now everyone will not be very lucky like Arjuna to have Krishna as the spiritual master. It's not possible, right? Because Krishna is standing in front of Arjuna and Krishna is telling him fight, and Krishna said, even if you don't kill all these Kauravas, they have already been killed, because Krishna has already killed them. But Krishna wanted that the credit should go to Arjuna. So he wanted Arjuna to stand up and fight and not get bewildered on the bodily platform. Right? So he talks so many things in chapter 2. He says, don't get bewildered, you fight for me, for my pleasure, you fight. Because you have to be in the righteous path. What is right you have to do. You should not get over-attached to the family, extended family members, to country, to nation. So many instructions he gives. But still Arjuna was very confused. He didn't want to fight. But end of the chapter 2, he says, Shishyate sadimam. Right? So he says, now I am surrendering to you. Whatever instructions you give me, I am ready to follow. I am surrendering to you. So Arjuna says this, right? And then Arjuna stands up and Arjuna is ready to fight. So Arjuna, as we said, Arjuna was very lucky. Arjuna had Krishna as his spiritual master. And so one will ask the question, though Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna personally gave instruction to Arjuna to fight, and he gave so many instructions, but still Arjuna was confused. So was there some problem with Arjuna or some problem with Krishna? So Krishna cannot communicate properly to Arjuna. What was the issue? Why was Arjuna not trying to understand Krishna's instruction? So either it was something wrong with Krishna, or he gave some instruction which was very confusing and Arjuna didn't know what to do, or Arjuna didn't have that intelligence. So what was the issue? Right? So one has to understand what is Krishna. Krishna is Param Brahman. Krishna is all pervading. What do you mean by all pervading? Krishna is everywhere. Krishna is even in the smallest atom. Krishna is everywhere. So as we see the story, most of the disciples, they didn't get this, So the Guru gave the instruction, go have a banana at a very secluded place where no one should be able to see you. No one. But they didn't know, or rather they were confused, or they were put into Maya, but they couldn't understand that Paramatma is always there, is always accompanying you. So even if you think no one is watching me doing something wrong, and if it is a very pitch dark room, but still Paramatma is always with you. So Paramatma is always watching with you. It's the story of, two birds on the same tree, same branch. One is enjoying the fruit, and other is watching what you are doing. Because whatever you do, for every action, there is equal and opposite reaction. So whatever you do, you are going to get the result back. So Paramatma is actually watching you, what you are doing, what you are not doing. So Krishna is all pervading. Krishna is everywhere. Even Brahma Samhita says that, right? Brahma Samhita says that Krishna is there even in the smallest atom. So you cannot escape. You cannot escape. You cannot say that, oh, I'll just go somewhere 10,000 miles away, 15,000 miles away, or I'll go in the space and where Krishna is not there. No, Krishna is there everywhere. In this world, in all the 7 worlds, Krishna is everywhere. You cannot escape because He is the one who has created this. He is the one who has created. From Him, all this universe has come. Brahma is just the engineer, right? Krishna is the one who is creating. So when He creates, He also accompanies you as Paramatma. Because why He accompanies you? Because He loves you. He wants us to go back to Godhead. He wants us. So He says, okay, now you desire a body, you are going to the material world, you enjoy the fruits, but at the same time He always gives us direction. Don't do this, because this is not good for your spiritual life. He always instructs from inside. That's why we sometimes say, "Mereko andar se aisa kuch lag raha, andar se." So it's andar se means it's the God, it's the Paramatma who is instructing us. But sometimes we listen to it, sometimes we don't listen to it. But as we advance in spiritual life, we should dovetail our activities or try to mold our activities in such a way that we always take instructions from Paramatma and then follow whatever is right. So Krishna is all pervading. This is what Brahma Samhita also says. But there is one more energy of Krishna. And what is that energy? Which is everywhere. That is Maya Devi. So even Maya Devi is a delusory energy. It's present everywhere. So there is nothing in this material world where Maya cannot attack us. Maya is all, because Maya is again Krishna's external energy. So his job is to put us in illusion. And Maya Devi is doing her job perfectly. She is a perfect service. She does perfect service to Krishna because that is her job, to put every one of us in Maya. Right? So sometimes, even though Krishna comes personally to give instruction, still we may, or if you see Arjuna was in illusion. But Arjuna was as such not in illusion. Arjuna was just acting on our behalf. Try to understand this. Arjuna was Krishna's best friend. And Arjuna cannot be in illusion. But Arjuna, he is playing an actor, is acting as if he is an illusion for our benefit. For our benefit. Arjuna is asking question not for his benefit, for our benefit. So that whatever he asks will be useful for the mankind in future. So Bhagavad-gītā is the essence of all Vedanta. It has got everything. Whatever you have, it's everything in Bhagavad-gītā. Whatever the essence, it's a complete essence of all the Vedanta sutras is Bhagavad-gītā. It has got everything. If you just read Bhagavad-gītā, you will get answers to all your questions. Bhagavad-gītā has everything. So Maya Devi is also Krishna's energy, and it is all pervading. And it is acting perfectly. It does its job perfectly, and it keeps us in illusion. But somehow, if we are very determined and we get the mercy of Guru, so in this case, Arjuna's Guru was Krishna. But in our case, Krishna personally sends us a Guru from whom we can follow, whose instruction we can follow, and we can cross this ocean of nescience. Okay, so Maya is very strong. Maya mukta jivere nahi, swata Krishna jnana, jivere kripaya kaila, Krishna Veda Purana. So Krishna gave all these Vedas, Puranas, Mahabharata. Mahabharata is also one of that. And Krishna gave us so much of these different Vedas and Puranas, but still, even after reading all these things, still the jiva is in illusion. They can't understand what is spirituality. Then Krishna came, Krishna spoke Bhagavad-gītā. Krishna gave, this is the song of God. Krishna gave Bhagavad-gītā. So after Krishna gave Bhagavad-gītā, do you think that everyone became perfect? No, still we were in illusion. Even after reading Bhagavad-gītā, without actually trying to understand the essence. See, what is very important is to trying to understand the essence. It's not reading. Bhagavad-gītā is just not meant for reading. It's to study. One has to study scrutinizingly. Prabhupada said that his books, one has to read his books very scrutinizingly. Very scrutinizingly. Try to understand. And if you have any doubts, you need any clarification, go to a right guru, approach him, serve him, be submissive, render service to him, ask him the question. When you go to guru, you should not ask when I will get money. That is not the question. The question you need to ask is, how can I progress in my spiritual life? And you have to ask about challenges that you are facing in spiritual life and how can you overcome that and how we can advance in spiritual life. That is the question a disciple has to ask the guru. So a guru has to be perfect. At the same time, the disciple has to be perfect. When the disciple and guru have a proper combination, then that spiritual life will be very well balanced. So one has to know what question has to ask. So even after Krishna speaking Bhagavad-gītā, still, after giving so many scriptures, Vedavyas wrote so many scriptures, he wrote so many Vedas, Rig Vedas, Yajur Vedas, so many Vedas he wrote, but still he was not happy. Then he wrote Srimad Bhagavatam, because Narad Muni could see that Vyasadeva was not very happy. So he said, now you write Srimad Bhagavatam, because Srimad Bhagavatam is about Krishna. So when you start telling something about Krishna, there is no end. And Krishna in Bhagavad-gītā, he just gave 800 slokas, 18 chapters. So he didn't say much about himself, it was more of the instruction. Then Vyasadeva wrote Srimad Bhagavatam, where there are different pastimes about Lord Krishna and his intimate associates. But even after giving this, people were very bewildered. Right? Then what happened? Then finally, the Guru has to come. So Guru is also a representative of Krishna. Right? We know that we treat Guru as God. But he is not God, but he is representative God. So he should be given the treatment as we give to God. The same treatment we have to give to Guru. Okay, right? Because he is going to take us back home, back to Godhead. He will help us to cross this ocean of desires. This material world is compared to that. It's very difficult in this material world. It's not easy to understand how things work, why it works, what is karma, what is action, what is reaction, why someone gets this karma. Even you might think, why throughout my life I have always done good thing, but why this thing happens to me? Because karma is so complicated, it's not easy to understand. So Guru will help us to overcome this, and he will try to take us back home, back to Godhead. Right? So when we talk about Srila Prabhupada, we also talk about the Guru Parampara system. Right? So what is a Guru Parampara system? It is a system, it is a disciplic succession, and it's unbroken chain. Right? Starting from Krishna till Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada comes in what order he comes in? He comes as the 32nd in the disciplic succession. So if you, after the introduction of Bhagavad-gītā, you see on the left side, there is this list of disciplic succession, right? You have Srila Prabhupada, then you have Srila Prabhupada's Guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, then Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, then Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, so on and so forth. If you go at the top, the first comes Sri Krishna, right? So now, personally, we are not able to interact with Krishna the way Arjuna was interacting with Krishna. He was very lucky. But what Krishna wanted from Arjuna was, he wanted Arjuna to know the Bhagavad-gītā as it is. As he is speaking, he wanted Arjuna to understand the Bhagavad-gītā the way Krishna wanted, not the way Arjuna wanted. Right? Because if you see today, there are so many, I would say, varieties of Bhagavad-gītā. So many versions of Bhagavad-gītā are available in the market. In 1965-66, when one of the reporters, she went to Prabhupada and asked Srila Prabhupada, why are you writing Bhagavad-gītā again? There are so many Bhagavad-gītās already in the market. At that time, I am talking about in 60s and 70s, there are already 600 to 700 versions of Bhagavad-gītā. Because different people wrote different kind of Bhagavad-gītā. They picked up, some doctor picked up Bhagavad-gītā. He interpreted the Bhagavad-gītā in his own way he wanted to interpret. And then he thought what is Bhagavad-gītā is all about. And then he then he wrote Bhagavad-gītā, his version. Some other person wrote some other version. Some politician thought Bhagavad-gītā is this, he has his own version. So all these different versions are very confusing. So what Prabhupada did finally? He wrote Bhagavad-gītā as it is. So he said, I am naming Bhagavad-gītā as it is, because this Bhagavad-gītā and what Bhagavad-gītā Krishna spoke, there is 5,000 years back, there is no difference. I am just taking it, what Krishna said, without putting any of my words. I am just doing a job of a postman. I am just passing on the information as it is without any deviation. So Prabhupada said, that is why I have to bring this Bhagavad-gītā as it is, because it's very important for the mankind. Otherwise, people generally tend to misinterpret, and they will be confused, and they will not know what is right, what is wrong. Arjuna himself was so confused, and Prabhupada said, if any version, with all this current version which is there in the market, the essence of the Bhagavad-gītā is not there, it's broken. So I want to re-establish it back, and that's why he wrote Bhagavad-gītā as it is, so that it's not misinterpreted. The message what Krishna gave to Arjuna, the same message pass on. So if we scrutinizingly read Prabhupada's Bhagavad-gītā, we can get the same benefit what Arjuna got in the battlefield when Krishna was personally present in front of him. We can get the same benefit, but we need to read Bhagavad-gītā as it is very scrutinizingly. Right? So in essence, this chapter talks about, ultimately it talks about what is ultimately, there's different kinds of yogas, this yoga, that yoga. Now in future we'll come to, we are currently on the karma yoga, but then later on, ultimately, what is the essence of all these different types of yogas? What is the essence? Ultimately it culminates where? It culminates in bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga is what? Rendering. Karma yoga is selfless service. Do your service and don't accept any result, right? Krishna says this. But whom to serve? That's what is very important. How to serve? That's what is very important. So that's where the Bhakti Yoga teaches. Bhakti Yoga will teach everything. How to render service to Krishna, and what benefit you will get once you render service to Krishna. Because any other service what we do in this world, for whatever action you do, you will get some reaction, right? If you do good work, you will have to come back and you have to enjoy the result of the good work. If you do some bad work, again you will have to come back and suffer for whatever wrong you are doing. But when you are connected to Krishna and when you follow Bhakti Yoga, ISKCON emphasizes on Bhakti Yoga, right? Other types of yogas in today's world is not going to work. So Bhakti Yoga is practical application, how to render service to Krishna. It doesn't matter. Prabhupada says someone who comes to Vrindavan, he goes to a very secluded place and he thinks that I'll just do my bhajan there. That's not going to work. Because when you go to a secluded place, there are high chances that you may sleep or you may just fall down. Because until unless you are not active, that is why Prabhupada said in our movement, he said that minimum 16 rounds. He didn't say only 16 rounds. He said minimum 16 rounds. And he emphasized on service. He said service. Right? He said service. He talked about Vaishnava association. So Maya can come in different form. Maya, not necessarily it can come in one form. If you see Bharat Maharaj's story, Maya came in which form? Deer. That was compassion. So Bharat Maharaj was somewhere in Himalayas and he was in a secluded place and he was living a very nice life. But Maya has to do her job. So what she did? She went and she attacked Bharat Maharaj. How? Because there was a deer and Bharat Maharaj got attached to the deer because the deer was very sweet. He liked to touch the deer and there was an exchange of love between him and the deer because he was very compassionate. Oh, there's such a small deer. Who will take care of the deer? And Bharat Maharaj ultimately, because of compassion, he was caught. And ultimately what happened? Everyone knows the story. So Maya is very strong. It doesn't matter where you are. Sometimes people when they come to Vrindavan, they themselves feel that we are already in some other planet. They don't want to follow the Vaidhi Bhakti. They don't want to follow the standard procedure which Prabhupada has given. What are the standard procedures Prabhupada has given? Wake up early in the morning, go to Mangala Arati, attend Guru Puja, attend Bhagavatam, render service, attend all the festivals, respect all the Vaishnavas. And one fine day will come to that level where we look upon everyone nothing but their part and parcel of Krishna, and we start respecting them, we start rendering service to them, we give them respect. And a time will come when we will come into such a level that the time will come for us, and of course we need the mercy of Guru and Guru Gauranga and the Vaishnavas. One fine day we'll go back to Godhead, but we'll have to come to that level. The association is very important, and if we don't have that association, we will not be able to go back to Godhead. So as you progress, you will see Krishna explaining Karma Yoga, then his buddhi-yoga, and then ultimately he will say what is the culmination of buddhi-yoga, what one should do, what is very important. Okay? So I stop here. So if anyone has questions, any comments, they are free to ask. No question?
In third line of Purport, there was one word. What does it mean?
Which word?
Last word of third line.
Tad ekam vada niścitya, or
In Purport.
in Purport.
Last word was.
In other words, by his question is clearing the path of Krishna.
All the yogas were given.
Right.
At last, in third line.
Such as sāṅkhya-yoga, buddhi-yoga, control of the senses by intelligence, work without fruitive desire, and the position of the neophyte. What do you want to ask? So it basically says that there are different kinds of yoga. See, but many different paths are explained. There are different paths. There are different ways of attending God, but certain yogas are not practical in Kali Yuga. It was possible. Those yoga, even Arjuna was saying, my mind is so disturbed. He said that I can control the wind, but I cannot control the mind. Think about Arjuna talking this 5,000 years back. About Kali Yuga? It's not possible. First of all, to do some yagyas, we need a lot of things which is pure, which has to be pure by nature, which is not possible. Right? Today you will not get. Today even if you want to buy a ghee, you will have to look for Shuddha ghee. So when you say ghee means ghee. It has to be Shuddha. Why you have to mention Shuddha ghee? 100% pure ghee. No, because there is nothing called as pure. Nothing pure in this. Even sometimes you go to the market and buy all those things for yagya. Most of the things are not pure. That's why in this yuga, only thing is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So whatever yagya, even when we are building this temple, Prabhupada said, we actually you don't need all these yagyas. But Prabhupada said only Harinam is good enough. But sometimes there are formalities. We need to do all these yagyas because when we are in a society, we also have to think about other population, other people. So Prabhupada said, no, as a ritual we will do it. As a ritual we do it. But just the Maha Mantra, just in Kali Yuga, just the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is more than enough. Because this doesn't, you don't have to think about time, place and circumstance. You can chant this round any time of the day, anywhere, in any contaminated condition. Other things you cannot do like this. Other things you have to be externally clean. And internally, okay, it will take time. Externally, but even if you are externally not clean, you can still chant this Maha Mantra. Right? So here they are explaining about different yogas, sāṅkhya-yoga, buddhi-yoga, and after Arjuna heard all these yogas, he was very confused because he was somewhere we are talking about buddhi-yoga, sometime we are talking about dhyana-yoga, and he is saying what should I do? Because it's not that he was not able to follow it. He is asking this for our benefit because he knows that in the Kali Yuga, people will not be able to do anything. That's what Prabhupada said, minimum 16 rounds. So if Prabhupada didn't say 16 rounds, people will not chant even one round. So Prabhupada said minimum 16 rounds, and he said 25 rounds for Ekadashi, preferably. Because Ekadashi is special day, we can chant 25 rounds. But at least he said minimum 16 rounds and 4 regulative principles. Because he knows that, and Prabhupada knows about cleanliness. For us, it's not very difficult. It's very difficult to keep ourselves clean externally. Prabhupada said, if you want to, and see, when you want to enter the altar, you have to first go take bath, not touch anyone, and then get into the altar. So if you want to externally maintain, then the whole day we will be in bathroom. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. So Prabhupada said it's not possible for these people. It's very difficult because they by nature they are lethargic, they are lazy. They don't want to use their intelligence. So Prabhupada said the best thing is pick up your mala, chant your 16 rounds, chant your Maha Mantra. And then once you are initiated, you commit to the Guru that you will follow. Minimum you will chant 16 rounds, you will follow the regulatory principles. On a Ekadashi day, you will chant 24 rounds. That is minimum. And read his books. So if you can do anything more than this, it's good. But all these things, why are you doing all these things? So that we raise ourselves to that platform, we understand, we at least come to the mode of goodness. See, bhakti starts from mode of goodness. Until and unless we don't raise ourselves to the mode of goodness, we cannot understand what is bhakti. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to practice. We are not perfect still. We are trying to practice. And what is important is trying to follow the instructions. So, and ultimately we will, when if you are very sincere and we follow what our Acharya says, what our seniors are saying, then ultimately one fine day, if not this life, in some other life, we'll go back to Godhead. But we have to follow the process. That's what is important. So any other question, comments? Or we'll stop here. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Bhagavad-gītā ki, Nidai Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare Gaur.